annoyed that nobody's saying anything, and I am the referee for real. It's like, Maurice, let him fight it out. Chris and Nell are zombies. Poor Lance, he just new and traumatized. I just don't want anybody to swing on each other. Like, that's the last thing I want.
It finally happened. After months of whispers, tension, and shocking rumors circling around the Scotts, Marsau's world has completely fallen apart. The man once known for his confidence, his business smarts, and that signature arrogance that made him the center of attention is now sitting behind bars. But the real story isn't just about his sentence. It's about what happened next, because the woman who stood by him through everything, LaTisha, has officially reached her breaking point. For years, fans have watched her defend him, cry for him, and fight battles she never asked for. But after this latest scandal, something inside her finally changed. She's no longer protecting his image. She's protecting her peace. And the way she reacted after Marsau's sentencing, it left everyone speechless.
Like, this is crazy. Like, people are really offering you money to come on this show and lie. So at that point, I was like, forget it. It's a lie. Like, now I don't believe anything.
But before we get into the chaos that followed, we need to go back to where this storm began. Because truth be told, this fall didn't come out of nowhere. The signs were there all along. Marsau Scott was never the type to blend in quietly. From the very first season of Love and Marriage, Huntsville, he carried himself like a man who had it all figured out: the business, the marriage, the lifestyle. To the outside world, he was the picture of success. A husband, a father, an entrepreneur building something real with his family. But behind that polished image was a man constantly walking on thin ice. Fans remember the early episodes when Martel threw out that explosive accusation claiming Marsau had been cheating and taking secret trips with other women. Marsau laughed it off, saying Martel was trying to bring everyone down with him.
Your wife ain't she my favorite on the show? Go find her then. Shit, where Tisha at? Tisha getting pampered. Yesterday's her birthday.
Let me check my goddamn
Right, because I know I got a private investigator following her little cheating ass. So I'm gonna find out, because you know she wanna. Tisha ain't the kind of person that be sitting there taking that shit. She wanna just get back. She wanna cheat back. So I gotta watch her.
And LaTisha? She believed him. At least, she wanted to. She stood on national television defending her husband, brushing off whispers, and pretending those long nights away were just business. But deep down, something didn't feel right. Over time, the cracks started to show. Their marriage, which once looked unshakable, began to feel strained. LaTisha tried to hold it together, constantly reminding herself that every couple faces problems. But she didn't realize how much she was sacrificing just to keep that image alive. The rumors grew louder. Women started claiming things online.
In a moment like this, I think that lesson learned.
Yes, but you can know something, but hearing it from somebody else make it probably hit a little different.
You think somehow me going to talk to him about something is going to be a wake-up call?
And every season brought new headlines questioning whether Marsau was really the man he pretended to be. Still, she stayed. She smiled through humiliation, convinced herself it was just gossip, and kept posting pictures of family dinners as if everything was perfect. Because in her heart, she still believed that love could fix it. But love can only hide so much. Then came the business problems. The construction company that Marsau had built his reputation on, the one fans knew as his pride and joy, started facing major trouble. Whispers of money issues, delayed projects, and arguments with partners began spreading across social media. Insiders claimed Marsau's attitude had made him difficult to work with.
Depression, and people are talking about, oh my God, it's a big problem running rampant. And here's the reason why it's running rampant, right? It's because we don't know what it really is.
And when the cameras weren't rolling, that calm, confident businessman turned into someone stressed, impatient, and unpredictable. That's when the arguments at home got worse. Friends of the couple later revealed that LaTisha had been trying to play peacemaker, constantly trying to calm Marsau down while he juggled his business problems and his bruised ego. But nothing worked. His temper flared more often, and those around him started to notice that he wasn't the same man anymore. Then came the night that changed everything. According to sources close to the family, it started like any other evening. Marsau had gone out to meet a few associates for what he called a quick business dinner. But as the night went on, things reportedly spiraled out of control. Witnesses say there was alcohol involved. Arguments broke out. And before anyone could defuse the situation, things took a dark turn. Police were called after a heated confrontation that allegedly got physical. By the time officers arrived, the situation had already blown up. And instead of calming down, Marsau reportedly made things worse. He was said to be uncooperative, arguing with officers and refusing to comply with simple instructions. When the dust settled, the once respected reality star found himself in handcuffs. The charges? Serious. We're talking about disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and an outstanding warrant for failing to appear in court on a previous issue that fans never knew about. For someone who had spent years portraying himself as a disciplined, responsible man, this was a public nightmare. News of his arrest spread like wildfire. Within hours, social media was flooded with screenshots, mugshots, and countless theories about what really went down that night. Fans were divided, some shocked, others saying they saw it coming. But for LaTisha, this was something else entirely. Imagine watching your husband's name trending for all the wrong reasons. Imagine finding out from the internet that he's been taken to jail. For LaTisha, that moment wasn't just humiliating, it was soul-crushing. Still, she tried to stay calm. She called the lawyers. She checked on her kids. She put on a brave face because that's what she's always done. But behind closed doors, she was breaking down. When Marsau was officially sentenced after weeks of court hearings and emotional appearances, reality finally hit her. This wasn't just another rumor or misunderstanding. This was real. Her husband was going to jail. And that's when LaTisha snapped. People who know her say the calm, soft-spoken woman fans once knew disappeared overnight. Years of bottled-up frustration finally exploded. She was done defending a man who never seemed to learn from his mistakes. Done standing in front of cameras pretending everything was fine. Insiders describe it as the most emotional moment of her life. LaTisha allegedly confronted Marsau in private before his sentencing, telling him exactly how much he had damaged their family. She told him she couldn't carry his mistakes anymore, that she was tired of being the one to clean up after his chaos. Witnesses say she broke down in tears, screaming through years of pain that she'd tried so hard to bury. And when the verdict came down, something inside her shifted. No more silence. No more covering for him. No more pretending. The next few days spoke louder than words. LaTisha began pulling back from public appearances. She stopped posting pictures of them together. Business pages that once highlighted their joint ventures quietly removed his name. Fans noticed she started going to events alone, smiling, but different. More powerful. More self-assured. And then came the moment that sent everyone talking. LaTisha took to social media and shared a simple message: sometimes you have to lose something to find yourself again. It wasn't long or angry, but it said everything. The comments section exploded. Fans flooded her page with messages of support, saying they were proud of her for finally choosing herself. Others speculated this meant the end of her marriage. Whatever the case, one thing was clear: LaTisha was done living in Marsau's shadow. But here's the twist. While the world cheered for her newfound strength, Marsau wasn't handling it well. Sources say from behind bars, he's been desperately trying to reach her, calling, sending letters, begging for another chance. But LaTisha's been distant. Her focus now is her children, her businesses, and rebuilding her peace. People close to her say she's finally realizing how much of herself she lost trying to protect his image. Every time she defended him on camera, every time she smiled through tears, she was losing a little more of her own identity. And now, she's reclaiming it. Meanwhile, the show's producers are quietly holding emergency meetings. Marsau's sentence has thrown everything into chaos. The network is unsure how to move forward. Reality TV thrives on drama, but a cast member serving jail time isn't exactly the kind of storyline that sponsors want attached to their brand. Behind the scenes, there's talk of shifting focus to LaTisha turning her personal journey into a storyline about strength and reinvention. Some even believe she might become the show's breakout star, proving she was always the heart of the story, not the shadow. But emotionally, it's not easy. No matter how strong she appears, LaTisha has moments of doubt. Nights where she replays everything: the laughter, the promises, the years of loyalty. She never imagined it would end like this. She wanted to believe that marriage could survive anything. But sometimes, survival means letting go. Friends have stepped in, trying to help her heal. Kimmy, who's been through her own emotional battles, has been a quiet source of support. Melody, surprisingly, has also shown empathy even though they've had their ups and downs on the show. The women around her are rallying in ways fans didn't expect. Because deep down, they all understand what it means to love someone who keeps letting you down. And as LaTisha steps into this new chapter, she's not just fighting for her dignity, she's fighting to redefine her story. For years, she was labeled as the submissive wife, the woman who would do anything to keep her marriage together. But now, she's becoming something else: a woman who can stand on her own, make her own moves, and build a future that doesn't depend on someone else's approval. That transformation hasn't been easy. Every time she walks into a public space, she can feel the whispers. Every time she posts online, there are people asking about Marsau, waiting for a statement, craving more drama. But she's choosing silence, not as weakness but as control. Because sometimes the loudest statement is simply moving on. Still, the question everyone keeps asking is, what's next? Will LaTisha file for divorce? Will she forgive him one more time? Or will she finally choose peace over promises? So far, she hasn't said a word about it publicly. But her actions say enough. She's been seen attending more women's empowerment events, launching new business ventures without his name attached, and surrounding herself with people who uplift her. Even fans who once doubted her are now calling her one of the strongest women on the show. And the irony of it all, Marsau's downfall might just be what finally freed her. There's a lesson in all of this, one that goes beyond TV drama and gossip. Sometimes the biggest betrayal doesn't come from a stranger, it comes from someone you believed would protect you. LaTisha's story reminds us that strength doesn't always look like staying. Sometimes it looks like walking away even when your heart still hurts. Marsau, on the other hand, is now facing the consequences of years of arrogance and denial. He built his world on control, but now he has none. The man who once dictated every move is now at the mercy of the system. And as he sits in that cell, the only thing louder than the silence is regret. What happens next will determine everything. If LaTisha decides to officially end the marriage, it will mark the close of one of reality TV's most complicated relationships. But even if she doesn't, one thing is clear: she's not the same woman she was before this storm. She's stronger. She's wiser. And for the first time in a long time, she's free. In the end, the story of LaTisha and Marsau isn't just about fame, or marriage, or scandal. It's about truth. About what happens when love and loyalty collide with pride and pain. Maybe one day, Marsau will find redemption. Maybe he'll rebuild what he's lost. But whether he does or not, LaTisha's already started her next chapter. And this time, she's writing it for herself. So what do you think? Is this truly the end for the Scotts? Has LaTisha finally reached the point of no return? Or will time heal what betrayal broke? Whatever happens next, one thing's for sure: Huntsville will never be the same again.